going on, guys? It's that time again. We are going live. Got my pink hat like Timmy Turner. Timmy Turner. Timmy Turner. It's an exciting day. I'm going to talk about a really good topic. And this is one that I hear all the time. Actually, I don't know why I'm wearing headphones. I don't need to wear headphones. This is an exciting topic because I hear it all the time. People say, you know what? People tell me I have a nice voice, or I've been told I have a nice voice. Should I do voiceovers? And it's something I hear all the time because there are people with some really nice voices. Some people that have a voice that sounds like it should be on radio. There's some women that have this really nice voice too that should do audiobooks or something like that. And these people tell me, they message me and they say, I've been told I have a nice voice. So can I do this? Should I do this? And here's the thing about it. Having a nice voice is the start. Is just a baseline of being able to do voiceovers. It doesn't mean that you have everything mastered. There's so much more. A there's a lot of learning that you have to do to learn how to bring a script to life, because voiceover is a performance, and having a nice voice just the vehicle. It's just the bare start. It's just the bare start. And not only that, you don't have to have a nice voice to do voiceovers. There's projects, applications, and different types of media that needs all kinds of voices all across the spectrum. Male, female, young, old. There's a need for everything out there. So you don't need to have a fancy voice. You don't need to have a golden voice. You don't need to have a deep voice like the movie trailer guy. You don't need that. There's somebody out there looking for a specific type of voice, and you could have that specific type of voice. I've been surprised by this many times in my life, where people say, you know what, we're doing an ad for college textbooks. We're having a extra buyback, and you fit with that audience. You connect with that audience, so I want your voice. And so there's a need for different kinds of voices all across the spectrum. So that's the first thing. If you have a nice voice, and if people say you have a nice voice, that is awesome. That is a huge leg up, because things are going to be a lot easier. You're going to stand out a lot more, and it's going to be easier for you to grab the listener's attention. So if you have heard that, or if you have been told in your past that you have a nice voice, that is awesome. That is only a positive thing. But it is the beginning, okay? Because you can have a nice voice, but your speed could be off, or your enthusiasm could be lacking, or maybe you just don't know how to pause at the right times, or emphasize the right words, and you're not sure how to navigate a script. And that's okay, because I can teach you that. You can learn, and you can become a pro. But I gotta let you know that it is an adventure, and it is a process. It's a journey to go from beginner to pro, and it's not as hard as you think, especially if you know the right exercises and the right warm-up techniques and mic technique and all that. But it is very possible. So if someone has told you that you have a nice voice, that is excellent. That is amazing. Give yourself a pat on the back. You are one step ahead of the game. That is awesome. That will get you far if you are determined, if you're dedicated, if you put in the work, if you practice, and you master these components of a good performance. So keep that in mind. Yeah, guys, that's what I have to say. Is it's a very positive thing if you have a good voice, but it's not necessary. If you do have a great voice, or if you've been told that, then it only gives you a head start in the game. It puts you ahead of anybody else, basically, and it will make you stand out in a very positive way. But you still have to know how to act. You still have to know how to bring a script to life. So again, having a good voice is just the start. It's funny though, because I didn't like my voice. Sometimes I don't like my voice. I think I sound kind of nasally. My voice sounds kind of high, kind of nasally. I used to talk like this a lot higher, but I trained my voice to sound a little more deep and a little more soothing. I still don't like my voice sometimes. I'll hear my voice in recordings, and I'll think, is that me? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this. But other people are the clients are the ones that choose, not us. Remember that. Anytime you have a doubt, anytime you think you can't do this because you think people won't want to hire you, or people won't like your voice, you got to clear that out of your head, because you're not the client. You are the talent. You can't determine if your voice is worth paying for. You can't. That is the client's job. The client will hear you and they'll say, what I want that voice. It could be for a cartoon, it could be for a voiceover for a radio ad, it could be a anything really, a commercial. And you would be surprised, you will be surprised how many people want your voice. And I'm telling you, you just have to believe yourself. Get some coaching. Look into my program. I walk you through everything you need to learn. Um, I become your mentor, so you are able to ask me questions anytime, and I'm able to give you feedback on your voice and demo reels in our private Facebook group. So if you're not in there, that is the best way to get to your goal and make this happen. And you learn so much along the way. You learn how to edit your voice, make it stand out, because editing is also a big part of the audio. A lot of people don't edit. They record and they send it like that, and it's just that's not professional. There's a lot of tools and little tricks that we can do to make your audio sound even more crystal clear and polished. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. So that is what I had to say about that, guys. It's a very positive thing. If you have a great voice, I think everybody sounds great. You'd be surprised. I hear some voices on my day to day, and I'm like, this person has a great voice. If only they knew the potential they had out there. Um, and that could be you. You know, you probably have potential that you're not realizing. I'm telling you. Um, hey guys, let me wave to everybody real quick. Thank you for joining the live. Let's take some questions, and we'll go from there. Top tier Jacksonator. Is it okay to use an internal microphone, like using a microphone built into a computer? That's a really great question, and it's really funny you asked that, because 11 years ago when I was starting out, I actually didn't have a mic, so I used the mic built into my laptop to record voiceovers. I don't recommend doing that today, but back then I had no idea what I was doing. I made a lot of mistakes, and that was one of them. But I figured out that microphones all have a sweet spot, including your laptop mic. So if you're recording from, say, normal distance where you sit, it's going to sound echoey because you're far and you're going to hear the reverberations of your room. But if you get close to your mic on your laptop, you can make it sound okay. But um, that's how I got through, by recording pretty close to my laptop mic and using a pop filter too. So I was kind of able to kind of make it work, and I was learning, all right, so distance is really crucial. The pop filter helps with the really nasty distortions from your mouth. And I was learning, and I was kind of experimenting, but the quality is not there. You can't and you shouldn't use that for client work. You can use that for practicing and starting out and getting experience working and recording. So that's okay. So, but client work, get yourself a mic. There's so many microphones available nowadays that there's no reason. I mean, save up. There's some really good ones at $50, 75. I personally recommend anything about $100 and up if you're really serious about this, because $100 mics on average nowadays, they have really good built-in hardware and are more durable. They sound better, but I understand everybody's got a different budget. I started out on about like a $50 mic. Actually, before that, I had like a $12 mic or $20 mic. It was super cheap, and I broke it. And then I got like a $50 mic, and then I got the Yeti, which is like $130. It's a huge difference, and I used the Yeti for years. So it's an investment, and it's definitely worth the money, especially if you do anything audio like podcasts, music. If you're gonna do voiceovers, like, you can use your mic for everything. It's an investment, so it's a really good thing to spend money on. That was a great question. JST Chris, I'm considering joining a voiceover acting class. Thoughts on that? Do it. Absolutely. Invest in yourself. I'll say this a million times. Anytime you can invest in yourself, you are making an amazing decision, because these are experts. These are people who have been where you are. They know the best way. They know the shortest way to show you where to go. And they'll be able to see things that you can't. Think of it this way. Think of you are in a new country. You've never been there before, and you are in a car, and you don't know where you're going, right? You don't know, but if you bring on a passenger with you and that person has lived there their whole life, which person do you think will get to their destination first? And that's if the first person doesn't even know the destination. They don't even know where they're at. So they have no destination. They might never get there. Whereas the instructor, the passenger, which is the teacher, has a destination for you because they're already there and they will take you the quickest way, the scenic route. You can even stop by the gift shop if you want. Grab muffins. They probably know they're the best spots around town. Boom. That's a perfect example of why you should invest in a class, in a coach. I am personally going to start offering classes very soon. I haven't announced it yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on the curriculum, on the best material to include in that class. I have my full program, my full course, which is Voiceover Freedom. That teaches you everything you need to know from A to Z on how to get started. That is a must, but I'm also working on a class. It's going to be a 7-day class that will help you learn the fundamentals of bringing a script to life. And so that's coming soon. I wasn't going to talk about it yet, but you kind of shook it out of me. And so keep your thoughts open, keep your ears open for that. That's coming soon. But yes, definitely invest in yourself. Voice acting is so important, and a class will only help you. It's so worth it. I can't say enough. Let me wave to everybody here. What are some websites for voice acting jobs and projects? Send me a DM. I have a huge comprehensive list of websites. Voices 123, Upwork, Fiverr, ACX. There's the list goes on and on. There's some bad ones that you should avoid and not pay, because there's some bad websites where you will not get a job. You'll audition, you'll never hear back from anybody. So I'm working on a guide called Literally Where to Find Voiceover Work, and it talks about the best websites, and it talks about how they work, how to succeed on them, my recommendation, and what their fee structure is like. So that's also in the works. I haven't announced that publicly yet, but yeah, it's in the works. So that will be available to anybody who joins Voiceover Freedom, my full program. And you can see that on my website. You can find the link in the description. But that guide will be available to anybody who joins. So that way you don't spend like $300 on a website membership and it goes to nothing. Like I want to show you which websites to use, how to use them, how to succeed. And of course, you get access to me as your mentor in our private group so I can answer your questions and help you. Let's keep going. Hey guys, thanks for joining. What up, Brody? What up? How do I cut my own demo? That's a good question. It's delicate. You have to be careful because your demo is a huge representation of you. It's like your business card. So you definitely want to put your best foot forward. And there's a lot of people, an overwhelming amount of people, artists on the internet that say don't cut your own demo because they say get it professionally produced. And I would have to say yes and no. They say that because most people don't know how to edit. Most people are not engineers, sound engineers. And so when most people make their own demos, they end up sounding pretty bad. They make a lot of mistakes. They don't notice things that should be taken out. And it's just the wrong length. And it's just a mess. And it's not a good representation of you. But if you know how to make a demo, if you know how to edit your own demo, then make your own demo. That comes with mixing in the proper music, making it engaging, making sure the sound levels are right and balanced and mixed with each other, and making sure that you show off the different styles that you can do, your variety. That is all that and more is part of making the right demo. That's something I also show in my program, Voiceover Freedom. I'm going to be adding some more content on that content soon. I'm always adding new content, but I do show you how to edit your audio so that it sounds good, show you some EQ, compression, all that good stuff. And of course, I'm there to answer questions. But that's my take on creating your own demo. It's kind of like, say you've never baked a cake and you want to bake a cake, right? You want to bake a cake. You want to bake a three-layer cake, but you've never made one before. You don't know. You don't know how that's it's gonna come out a mess. Oh man, you don't know how long to keep it in the oven. You don't know like how many eggs to use. You don't know how many fruits, the decorations, how to use the whipped cream. You don't know how to present it, the right consistency, how to make it from collapsing. You don't. If you've never made a cake, a three-layer cake, let's say, don't make it out of nut. Don't make it on your own. But if you know the recipe, if you're given the recipe, if you have a mentor or instructor that tells you and is by your side and shows you how to do it, you're gonna get a good cake. That's what I'm saying. You need somebody who has been there, who knows what they're doing. So yes, you can make your own demo. You should make your own demo if you know how to make it. All right, let's keep going. What's poppin'? Who writing the script? I don't know what script you're talking about. I appreciate you, bro. Is it best to record your voice on a laptop or desktop? I've always done laptop. I guess it doesn't necessarily matter. It's more about convenience. Laptops you can take anywhere, of course. You can take them traveling. You can take them. You can switch booths. So say you like to record in your closet, but you like to edit in the kitchen or the dining room. You can do that with a laptop. You can't do that with a desktop. Desktop is fixed. Desktop is also more noisy, usually, depending on how big your computer is. So that's one thing I would caution against, especially if you have something, more really powerful. Yeah, they make a lot of noise. The fans make a lot of noise in the desktops, but it is possible. You just have to move the tower of your desktop further away from the mic, because you can't. Mics are really sensitive, and they'll pick up any sort of hum or buzzing from your laptop, from your fans. Laptops make noise too, but you can move them further away, and they're usually a lot quieter. I have the Asus ZenBook, which is super quiet. I love it, and I move it just enough from my mic so that it's not audible, and we're good to go. So I recommend laptop because it's more convenient, portable. You can travel with it. It's quieter, sleeker, cooler. Desktops are fine. If that's what you have, go for it. Laptop and desktop are both fine. Just the noise, just move the tower away a little bit. What's up, Mystic? Thanks, man, for the comments you've been posting. I appreciate. I get happy when I see your fire emojis. I'm like, oh, that's Mystic. So that's really cool of you to support me. Is it really that difficult? You assume you're talking about the voiceover demo. It just depends. Just depends on your experience with editing, your experience with hardware. It just depends on your experience. Again, it's like the baking cake example. If you've never touched, a oven in your life, it'll probably be hard. But if you've kind of dabbled around the kitchen a little bit, it'll be a little easier for you. So, but one thing's for sure: the cook, the chef that's been doing it his whole life, is going to make the best cake that is going to get you the clients that you're looking for. That's for sure. So hope that answers your question there. What if you're in the music business? Is that an advantage? Absolutely. Music and audio is a huge part of voiceovers, creating voiceovers, recording. I started off with music first myself when I was in high school. Yeah, my first year in high school, I started experimenting with MIDIs and synthesizers on my laptop, making music. And so I started getting into recording and then making songs, and I started to figure out how I could record, how I can edit my vocals to sound just as crystal clear as the guys on the radio, on like music albums and music artists. How do they get to sound? That was my mission. So I put in years of my time just experimenting, trial and error, and watching tutorials just nonstop to figure it out. But if you have that already, that background, that music background, you're a step ahead of the game, because you're going to know how to record, you're going to know how to edit, you're going to know how to make it sound really good, you're going to know how to cut your demo So yeah, it's a big advantage. Anything having to do with audio or music is going to be great. Sasuke, what's the price? The price of the training coming up, the class. It's hasn't been announced yet. I'm still working on that. So once that comes out, I will let you know. You should see an announcement on my Instagram or on Facebook, but I post on both, so keep on the lookout for that. Loving the idea. Study the recipe. That's it. Study the recipe. Study the formula. Study that Krabby Patty formula. What's up, guys? Watching and using your 5 senses when cooking can prevent a bad presentation. Yes, definitely use your senses and definitely do what you can. What's the price on your program? Check out the link in my bio. All the details are in there. So, let's see, 800 a month. I don't know what that's about. What has been the best gig you have booked? Also, are you doing full-time voiceover now? The best gig, that's a really hard one because I have done so many through the years, and I don't know if I could pinpoint it to one. Uh, One that makes people happy is like there was a bug commercial, and I was the bug, and so I had to talk like this. Oh no, watch out! They're gonna spray us. And that kind of sounds like a New York accent, but I was the bug, and it was a bug repellent, so that was a fun one. I love doing the cartoon voices. You can just get really creative with them. You can like just experiment. Like that one's. I love cartoon voices, so. But sometimes they hurt your voice if you do them for too long. But I do like. I did an arcade machine once, actually a couple times, and it was like a SpongeBob SquarePants arcade machine. And so I was in the booth saying things like, "That was a great shot!" Ah! And just stuff like that. And like, I'm like, all right, cool. So my voice is on a SpongeBob arcade machine somewhere in the world. That's good to know. All right. um, I like doing commercials, shorter commercials, just because they're just a lot of fun, and I'm really just like I don't know. I like the idea. I like the different products. I did one for recently. I posted was like a toy, this new toy lineup, and I was like the voice of the dog. So I was like, "Ruff, let's play, hey!" Stuff like that. Just different projects. Uh, but are you doing full time voiceover now? I do voiceovers every single day, for the most part. Sometimes I take a day off, but yeah, voiceovers are constantly coming. I have some I still need to do today. I haven't gotten to yet, but yeah, every day. But I only do them for about an hour or less because I've just gotten to that point where I'm efficient. I get in there, I record the script, edit, boom, 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 and I'm done for the day. That's that's the beauty of being a voiceover artist. You get paid good money to record, 100, 200 words, and that takes a couple minutes. If you know what you're doing, if you follow what I teach, you can get that done in a couple minutes instead of hours. Somebody I actually helped, one of my students, was taking hours to do one voiceover, and I'm like, dude, why are you doing that? Like, the more time you work, the less you're getting paid, the less you're making hourly. If you're able to do that in minutes, the same job in minutes, why wouldn't you? And so I showed them, like, you can make presets, you can have everything ready, and then this is fine, boom, boom, boom. You can save so much time if you know how to do it. But all right, let's keep going. Joking about price. Hey, who knows? Maybe one day. I mean, I do plan on raising the prices time goes up, because as more people come in, I can't take everybody at once. So, get in while it's good, get in while it's low, and yeah, let's work on a timeless music project. Send me a DM, and we will talk music. I love talking with musicians and meeting musicians. So I was just thinking about changing your voice to portray a character. Well worth the investment. I agree. What else? I do that a lot. I do that a lot of times. Some characters take practice. Definitely, they do take practice. Practice is very important to getting better. Super new to this. Are there a lot of gigs currently out there? Yes, yes, definitely. There are tons of gigs out there. Um, a lot of people think that you have to book something in like a big movie or a national commercial or this national radio spot or a video game, international video game. You don't have to. You don't need to be in those. There's tons of projects and people looking in your local area. Your city right now needs commercials for their local radio spot and they pay well. So there's tons. There's always new products, new businesses, new commercials, announcements, promotions. Like just a Valentine's Day promotion, they're gonna need one of those every single year. Every business is gonna need one of those every single year. That's a lot of gigs, just based off of one holiday. And sometimes they ask for two different types or two different takes or two different ads. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of work out there. That's the thing. People don't realize that like voiceover isn't just the movies or commercials on TV, like national, like big stuff. There could be small things like Facebook ads, YouTube projects, things like that. And people pay good, so they're out there. Gigs can be found all over the place. Yes. Same as finding work in the film industry. Yes. Let me get the jobs you can't handle or don't have time for. This man's lessons are amazing. Thank you. Appreciate it. Was in a webinar with Sean Schimel earlier. It was extremely informative. It's making me want to do VO more and more. I don't know who that is, but I'm really happy that you are pursuing this because it is something viable. It is something that you can do, especially if you have a passion for it. Go for it. You need to follow your passions. Invest in yourself. That's all I can say is just do it. Especially if you enjoy it, if it's fun to you, do it, do it, do it. Like you don't have to be great to get started. You just have to get started to be great. That's a famous saying, and it's so true. Like I wasn't good. I wasn't good when I started, and I just went for it. I just loved doing it, and that's why I started doing it. And a lot of people are in that spot, and I'm telling you, you don't gotta be good to start. Just go. Like if you like making cartoon voices, if you like reading books, if you like acting, if you like being behind a mic, that's all you like. That's all you need inside that spark to get you started. And then along the way, you're gonna learn how to, you know, bring a script to life and act and how to deal with clients, where to find clients, the right software, and all that will come with time. And especially if you have a mentor helping you, that will come. All right, let's keep going. How long have you been doing this? I've been doing it since 2010. That's when I first officially started. So it's been about 11 years now. So it's been a good long time. And yeah, it's changed my life. It's nothing has been the same since. Being able to travel. Um, Basically, I'm able to work anywhere that has a Wi-Fi connection. Because I always take my laptop, I always take my mic, and I can make a booth anywhere I go. So I've been using that ability to travel, obviously before the pandemic, but um, still I'm able to move to any state I want, and it's amazing. This is a fun thing to do. I love recording voiceovers. I always get something different and a different projects and help so many people. My sister did a voiceover for a mobile app that was doing meditation. It was a meditation character on a mobile app that helps kids relax and find peace. And it's things like that help people. They help people. Your voice could be helping people's lives, like that example. And sometimes it'll be announcements or trainings or things created for people with disabilities, different announcements or things for safety. Like there's so many useful purposes, like work safety, things like that, and you're narrating. So you're helping these businesses and these people live better lives because they hear your voice and they learn or they get a message from it. So there's a message that needs to be delivered, and you could be the person that is delivering that message. You could be helping people's lives or businesses. You could be helping businesses thrive. So it's a really rewarding thing. Famous saying also is to just jump out there. How do you find a great mentor if it isn't you? Great mentor right here. But yeah, if it isn't me, I would say you would have to look at where they are, and you would have to ask yourself, are they where you would want to be? Basically, are they living the life that you want? So an example could be like if you're trying to work out, you are going to ask somebody who, lives healthy and is in shape, right? You're not going to ask somebody who doesn't do those things and is, obese. So look at their results. Look at their results and look at their reputation. Find out where they've been, and that's what I would say. Listen to their content. Listen to their message. Listen to what they talk about, and see if that resonates and connects with you. Make sure that you feel confident in the person that you go with, because a lot of it is you should trust the person that you work with. You should know that they can your interests are also their interests. You should feel a genuine connection, that they genuinely want to help you, and that's so important in finding the right person. But ultimately, it comes down to how you feel working with that person. So, yeah, just research, getting to know that person if you can, kind of find out about them. There's just so many different ways to find a good mentor. A lot of different ways, but those are a few that I can recommend. And what is your favorite movie, TV show, video you would like to voice over? That's a good question. I would have to say I would really like to do one of those movie trailer voices. In a world where one man has one decision, everything could change. That would be really fun to do. They don't do those as much anymore because the guy that did those, he actually passed away. Don Fontaine. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's the voice. They call him the voice of God. He was like on all the movie trailers from back in the day. You probably remember. Those are super fun. But I think video game voices, I love doing those. Maybe like a Nintendo video game, because I love playing Switch. I love playing Mario games. So just doing one of the characters would be cool. Like, it's a me, Mario. Hee hee. Let's go. Oh yeah! Don't forget about the Luigi. Mamma mia! Doing one of those characters, I would just love to do that. I always feel really awkward when I bust into cartoon voices, because usually it's just me in the booth on the mic, but I'm on a Instagram live and you guys are hearing me do this, so it's really funny. A person's spirit, their bio, the past experience. Yep, all good things. I'm excited to start. I've been interested since Mrs. Doubtfire. Start. There's the best time to start was then. Second best time to start is now. So definitely. I know his voice. Yeah, it was a good voice. Sounds like what they do in Dragon Ball Z. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Funny, I actually have done a couple of those. Some people do animations, and there was one guy who did a Dragon Ball Z Mario kind of project, and he had me voice that same thing. Like, next time on this, will our fighters ever make up? Find out next time. And so I would change my voice to be like that kind of narrator. Will they ever find the solution? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. So modulating your voice to fit the different type of announcement or voiceover project. I am Knuckles the Echidna. I am one with the Master Emerald. The voice of Goku. Kamehameha. Alright. Very cool, guys. Very cool. So we have another question here. Usually, what's the range of pay? That's a really good question. First off, this is your business. So remember that. You can charge what you want. You can charge what you're comfortable with. You are the entrepreneur or the freelancer. It's your business. There's no one that's telling you what you need to charge and what not to charge. When I started out, I charged a lot lower to grow my business. Now I charge a lot more. But each project is so different. Some companies have set budgets, and others don't. And it depends. It depends who you're working with. Bigger companies have much bigger budgets. Smaller companies or personal projects, like people that want your voice for a YouTube project, they have much smaller budgets. But I'm not gonna turn them down. It's something I love to do, and sometimes you can start off by asking them their budget, and if it sounds something reasonable to you, if it sounds something that you would do, you can accept it. If not, you don't have to. It's your business. But the range, it can be anywhere from, let's see, each project could be anywhere from, you could make, say, $50 on a good, uh, um, let's see, a commercial with the commercial rights, $50, $60 on a commercial, and that could take you like 10 minutes to record. And they're going to use your voice to, put it on like a local television or statewide television, or the West Coast, and they'll pay you 60, maybe more, depends. For me, I charge also based on script length. I've had people just pay 100. It really does depend. Each customer is different and wants different things. But you could get paid $50 just to say one line, like the name of a company, like water bottle. Download the app now on the Apple App Store or Google Play. And they'll want just that, and they'll pay like $40, $50 just to say that. Like, that took me like a couple seconds. I can edit that in 2 minutes. So, but there could be bigger projects like audiobooks that paid. Some people like to pay hourly when it comes to audiobooks. Some will pay you per project or by the word count. I usually charge by the word count. It's just a lot more profitable that way, from my experience. So it does depend. You could get 20, 50, 100, 200, 700, 1,000. I've gotten like $1,000, like actually over 1,000 to do cartoon voices for this like book project for kids, and it was just all cartoon voices. It was super easy, but each project is different. It's so different that there's a wide range of what you can make on there, and that does depend on what you want to charge. And I do talk about pricing and what you should charge in my program, in my course. I break down like the best strategies to talk with clients, how to maximize your value per order, so you're not leaving money on the table, all that on the business side. How to get repeat customers. I talk about that in Voiceover Freedom. If you're curious, link in bio. Let's see what else. Hey guys, what's going on? Did you have to relocate hometowns because of voiceover work? Nope, never had to. I never had to do anything. If anything, it opened up so many doors. Because of voiceover work, I'm able to live anywhere. All I need is Wi-Fi and my laptop and mic. I can make a booth anywhere. So it's opened up various doors. You don't have to live in, I live in Los Angeles, but you don't have to live in Los Angeles if you want voiceover work. You can find work worldwide. So, the narrator in tournaments. What's going on, guys? Do you get paid daily, weekly, or bi-weekly? As for the dollars, it is worth it. I can get paid anytime. I usually pull out my money about every 2 weeks. Just yeah. But I can pull it out. I can pull out the money anytime I want. Some websites hold the money for a set time, like 2 weeks before you can pull it out. But I'm never really worried about that. I just pull it out every 2 weeks and it's done. But that's for websites, third-party websites where you have to sign up for. All the work that I do with my clients directly, I get paid on the spot. When they contact me, they send payment, I send the voiceover, paid that same day. So I do both. I do direct, working directly with clients, And then I'm signed up on different voiceover websites online. So I do both. So it just depends. Enjoyed the video. All right, peace. Thanks for popping in. I'm going to consider your program aside from going to VO class. Don't consider it. Do it. Like, I'm telling you. That's the best thing you can do. And yes, voiceover class is going to be helpful, but you get my mentorship when you join, and I have laid down everything inside that program. The how to use your hardware, how to edit, how to bring a script to life, the business side, my mentorship, all that. So definitely just take the plunge, take the dive. Money comes and goes, but time doesn't. So check that out. Thank you for the info. All right, do we have any more questions? Does your program work with creators or video makers? It does, because you're going to be in front of a mic. So I tell you which mics to use, how to use them. So if you're going to be recording audio in any sort of way, it does work. It will be very helpful for you. So if you're going to be making vlogs, if you're going to be making tutorials, podcasts, if you're going to record any sort of music, if you want to basically anything with audio, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to get a lot from this. Or business. The business principles I teach in there apply to freelancing and working for yourself in general. They're going to be things that will help you in other fields as well. So yeah, and there is a video in there about making videos. So it touches on various things. Like, I put a lot of good content and information in my program in VoiceOver Freedom, because yeah, if you look at my videos, you can tell that they're made pretty well, and I share a little bit of the video side in there. But anything audio related, check that out. You'll learn a lot. So great question. Cool, guys. Well, it's been fun. This was probably one of the longer lives that I've done. It's been about 43 minutes. So, woo! That was really great. Thank you guys for joining. If you have any further questions, let me know. Send me a DM. Check the link in my bio if you want to learn how to get started doing voiceovers from home, or go straight to voiceover.com if you want to get info on joining my course, VoiceOver Freedom. It is the ultimate online voiceover course that will show you from start to finish how to make a living doing voiceovers, getting paid from the comfort of your home. So that's on voiceoverfreedom.com if you want to check that out, or link in my bio. But anyway, guys, I'll be here again next week. It was fun. Hope you guys learned a lot, and peace.